Hi everyone, it's Sintang Mayumi. I have interactive Christmas card today using art impressions, Jingle, stamp set, and this one has coordinating die, but I didn't use the die. I just fussy cut it because the die doesn't match the stamp. So I just contacted them and asked them for a replacement for the die, and then they sent me the die later on. I use my Z Green Color Wheel Brush markers to color this very cute reindeer. I just followed the colored images on the packaging. That's the good thing about art impression stamps, is that there's a picture on the packaging that you can follow for the coloring, so you don't have to think what color to use on your images. And for this one I did very simple coloring, um, just one color, and then I will just use darker color for the shadows, just like what's in the packaging. So I'm just coloring the shadows right now, and just following what's on the packaging. I also use my Sparkle Pop gold pen to color the bells on the reindeer, and for I think that's also bell uh, on his face. So uh, I really like the Sparkle Pop because they the gold pen is really good, and it really pop. I'm also coloring this one here, and we are going to use that for our action wobble later. And then I'm going to fussy cut that because the die set doesn't coordinate with this with the stamp set. And then I'm going to run my Memento black marker on the white edges of this so it will look seamless. And then I'm going to add some shadows on the ground with I think dark gray marker or fog gray zig marker. Um, and then I'm going to start coloring my background with I think this one is, let me see, Moonglow, and this one, this watercolor is from Daniel Smith. I really like this color when I'm doing night scene on my cards, so I always use that color. I'm going to do some splatters on white splatters on my scene, and I already have white gouache on this small dish, and I just activated it with a little bit of water, and then add the paint on an acrylic black, and then just flicking the color using brush on the paper. And I also flick some of the colors on that one that we colored for our action wobble. I'm going to uh, air dry this after the splattering. You can use your heat tool to make the process faster, but I'm not in a hurry that time, so I just air dry it. Now that the panel is dry, I'm going to cut a little bit of the panel because I also want to have matting, so I need to cut the panel a little bit smaller than the mat. For my pattern paper, I'm going to use TCWV Very Merry 6x6 paper pad, and I chose this pattern here, and I thought that's really pretty to go behind the panel. So I'm going to adhere my panel on my mat, and I'm using double-sided tape and a little bit of liquid glue, and then adhere it on top of the mat paper. And then I'm going to adhere this on my A2 size top folding card base. Measures 11 inches by 4 and 1/4 inches, and then I cut it in, I score it in half. I already went ahead and stamped my sentiment on a scraps of watercolor paper, and then I just run my Memento black marker on the white edges, and then I'll pop this up with foam tape and place it on the upper right corner of the card. For our action wobble, I will remove the release paper and adhere it on the piece that we fussy cut and adhere it on the card. And I try to center it and match the tails. For the inside of the card, I will stamp the reindeer again with Kaleidacolor tomato vine ink on a 65-pound white cardstock. I always use thinner cardstock to go inside my card, and you can also use copy paper, and that's okay. So I'm doing second generation stamping, and so I can write over the stamp image, and then I'll just adhere this inside the card. And my card is finished. This one is super fun to create. I love that he's behind jiggles. It makes me smile. I really like this kind of interactive cards. So I hope you like today's card. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.